Hello and welcome to a new addition to the Odyssey channel, where I'm going to be leveling up a nature toon from 1 to 30. Along the way I'm going to be showing you how to get the feats in the meta storyline with Superman as my mentor. Also I'm going to be showing you the best styles to get, where to get collections, and also the different types of exhibits you can use in your armor. Here in the introduction area I'm going to be showing you how to do a couple of things, which is I'm going to be talking about skill points, I'm going to be talking about the different feats you can get here, and I'm just going to be talking about nature overall. So as you can see in the introduction area, you're going to be coming across different types of mobs. In this case I'm coming across sentries. The sentries don't hit you hard at all, they hit you for ones, and this won't do a lot of damage, so you can just keep on moving forward, basically bulldozing your way through the instance. I'm using nature toon for one reason and one reason only: wolf form. Now you can get wolf form very early. Wolf form is amazing. When you go into the form in nature, it gives you a very high damage increase, and the weapon attacks are melee, so while you're at a lower level you're going to be getting huge increases in your attack. So as you can see here, I'm attacking the Overseer. The Overseer normally goes into a shield, as you can see here, and you can do two things: one, you can keep on attacking, or two, you can block, and when you block he falls down and it becomes vulnerable. So the Overseer is down, so we can just move on. Here you're going to see a chest. These chests are going to be throughout the game. In the chest you're going to get colas, you're going to get armor styles, you're even going to get weapons. Also there's a chest feat which goes up to 1,000. So as you carry on through the instance, make sure you check your inventory, and the armor pieces that you get out of the chests, make sure you equip them, because these increase your defense, they increase your health. Also you get colas as well. The colas can be used when you're low on health. They increase your power. There's some really neat items at the beginning. Also, as you see there, it says style 4th world. That you need to get about 8 pieces of 8 styles for that set to complete a feat. I'll explain that more as the leveling goes on, and I'll show you where to get these styles. I'll show you the rarest of the styles maybe you can sell to earn yourself some money. Also you get weapon styles as well. There's some awesome weapon styles in the game. So as we carry on through the instance, you're going to still come across a lot of these sentries, and learn your weapon combos. I mean, it's really important now and higher end content. So I've got martial arts here. Martial arts is a great weapon for getting up your hit combos. You see in the top left hand corner there. Also it has some really nice lunges. So with martial arts, for example, you get shurikens, which shurikens keep on throwing them and they get your hit combo up there. So as you can see that I just achieved two feats. The highest you can get for the hit combo is 100. The 100 one is probably best achieved at the end of this instance. I'll explain how to do it at the end. Right now I'm just practicing my shurikens. I'm practicing my lunges. I'm getting used to my weapon just to make sure you know I'm getting comfortable with it, because if you're not comfortable with your weapon, you've got the option to change it when you hit level 10, but just make sure you know what you want. Look up some guides, look up some impressions of the weapon. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, because also you got a valuable skill point that you can put in there as well. I mean, the last thing you want is to go onto the marketplace and to use a ticket just to unequip that skill point and put it somewhere else. So make sure you know what you want to pick at the beginning. So as we carry on, you just notice there that there was just another chest. I've just got a pair of fork wheel boots. I've actually known people, as I previously said earlier, that the chest feed goes up to 1,000. I've actually known people that have relogged and gone back on and kept on doing the 2 chest feeds that you just seen as we was travelling through the instance, and they kept on doing that until they got to 1,000. I mean, that is just crazy. I mean, you don't really need to do that. There's a lot of opportunities to get chests. Anyway, as you can see here, I'm going to equip the fork wheel boots, and also if you just see on the left hand side, it changed my armor. Now as you equip armor pieces, you're going to see on your left hand side that your style is also going to change, but there's an opportunity to change. There's an opportunity to lock your style on the style tab. I'll show you how to do that as we're leveling up. Last thing you want is to keep on equipping armor and keep on changing style all the time. It gets really annoying. So we've come to an area where you're going to be able to do quite a few things. You're going to be able to get your hit point up even more, and you're going to be able to take advantage of the barrel feat, the red barrel feat. So here I don't really focus on my combo attacks, but I want to get the mobs down to get through the instance. But as you can see at the top there, you see a red barrel. Now there's an opportunity to get the feat of 250 red barrels, but I made a video a couple of weeks ago where you can get both your health barrel and your red barrel feat in one instance, which is called Area 51. That unlocks at about level 9, so I highly recommend doing the full amount of feats you can achieve with the red barrels and health barrels until you get to that point. But here you can get your 5 barrels, your 10 barrels, or even 25. It's not a problem, but just going for the hundreds and hundreds, it can take a long time to get. So in this area you can do a couple of things. You can use the red barrels obviously to destroy mobs and obviously get a feat there, as you can see, the red barrel feat there. And also there's barrels here which apply CC effects, crowd control effects. The crowd control effects basically stun, or you can levitate mobs and stuff like that. It's a nice area to get used to the different mechanics in the game. You know, the different objects that you can throw at mobs and see the effects on them. Basically, it's really good. So as we move on through the instance, you're just going to come against different types of mobs and cutscenes which give you an insight into the story that's developing with Brainiac and the rest of the heroes. I highly recommend you listen to these cutscenes and get an idea of what's going on. We've finally come to an area which I believe is the most important. Oh, look, we just got a breakout feed there. Breakout basically means when you're stunned, you break out of it, and you can get a feed to that. It goes up to 1,000. So this area basically teaches you how to block, interrupt, and block break. So if you see here, I'm blocking, and when you block, the ad or the mob falls over. This gives you a window of opportunity to attack him, but even when you block and they hit you, they're still taking damage from you. The second set of ads is the ones what you gotta interrupt. So basically they've got to attack you, and then you have to lunge them. When you lunge them, you can knock them over, and they take additional damage at the same time. So that's pretty cool. The last set of mobs are to block break. So you simply block break by pressing right click on the mouse, and they will either fall over. Sorry, they will fall over when you do block break them, and they will take additional damage on top of that. If you want to be successful at this game, you've got to master these. You've got to master these. You have to master these. So at the end of the set of spawns, you're going to get a combination of all three. So you're going to be blocking, you're going to be block breaking, you're going to be interrupting. You'll get through this in no time, but I can't emphasize again that you need to get a handle of these. You need to do them as much as you can to get a grounding of the mechanics. Some of the best players in his game are masters at these. So if you want to be good at PvP or higher end content, then practice this through the leveling. So as you can see here, I'm just gonna quickly attach a skill point. I'll go into the flight tree. Don't really need to do that until level 9, but the skill point that I have here, I'm gonna attach this to the knee launch. The combos and how to do them you can see in the bottom left hand corner. I'm using an Xbox controller, but if you're using a mouse, it's gonna have a mouse symbol there. So in this case, it will be simply tap left click and hold left click after that. It's simple as that. So I'm gonna attach the skill point in a sec, but later on, say about level 10, if you see these icons down the bottom, these will increase your defense, increase your health, increase your healing, your power, giving power out if you're a controller. All these I'm going to explain when we reach level 10, because at level 10 you can change your stance. So changing your stance basically means changing the role that you want to do. So if you want to be a DPS, you stay as DPS. If you want to be a healer or a controller, you simply press T and your icon changes at the top of the top left hand corner. But right now it's like a fire symbol, so that means that I'm damage, I'm a DPS. So as I said, I'll explain that later on at level 10. As we go on through the instance, it just becomes a case of practicing what you've learned back there. So interrupt, block. I don't know if these guys block or not, so you can block break them, but you'll have to watch out for that. I don't believe they do. I don't believe any of them block in here. I'm not too sure actually, but it just becomes a case of going through the instance and taking advantage of the mobs, practicing your skills, and also taking advantage of the barrels that I'm about to use here. So this is a health barrel. It's ideal just to get the feat points that go up to 25. So you'll get one for 5, one for 10, and one for 25. So that's 30 feat points. That is more than enough until obviously you get to aerial 51, or you pick up the additional healing barrel as you go along while you're leveling up from 3 to 10. Which is fine. If you see these boxes around here, I don't actually use them here, but you can use these to attack them. You can use these to attack the mobs, and if you got something called super strength, which will be in the iconic tree, which I'll talk about later on, they do additional damage on top of that. They do double the amount of damage. So we come to another room where it's not really important. It's not really an important room, but there's something in here that you should be aware of. So as I was talking about earlier, using objects around the environment. Here I'm gonna be picking up a barrel which encases the mobs in ice basically. When this happens, they can't attack you, and pretty much you can just pick them up and throw them away, or you can pick them up and throw them at other mobs, you know, to create additional damage, and that's another way how to you know, utilize more skills. Practice on you know, picking up certain objects and throwing them at mobs, you know, work how much damage they can do and stuff like that. It's also worth running around them because they can protect you from damage as well. Which is really good. So yeah, that's basically them two rooms. As I said before, try and master them basics. Right, I think it's about time we looked at some PowerPoint. Basically, you get a maximum of 15 PowerPoints that you can use for your powers. You can put these anywhere you want, but that's all you get is 15. You can't get 20, 25, 30, it's 15. So you're gonna have to probably consult some guys, ask for some advice, you know, just to get an idea of where to put these, you know, the right powers. In this case, I'm putting this in raw. Raw for nature is good, but it's not great. It can stun mobs, and it can do damage. But in healer role, it's really bad. But later on in this guide, I'm gonna go on more about that. So we're in the last room now, and you can do a lot of things here. You can use the environment around you. You see the health barrel at the top left there. You've got red barrels to use to stun the mobs and that. But during this phase, you're gonna have to fight that guy in the middle with the shield. To get him down, you're gonna have to break these barriers down, you know, to break the shield around him. While this is happening, you're gonna have mobs attacking you. It's a good opportunity to just block and interrupt, you know, just as I said, to get a better feel for the mechanics. You can use these health barrels to damage mobs as well, and as you can see there, you're getting some small ticks. They become a lot bigger as you go on in the game. You know, you get better gear and stuff like that. So just taking these down, and I'm just gonna interact with this boss in the middle and take it down as quickly as I can. It's important to know about the gear as well, but I'll talk more about that after I've attacked this guy. So this guy does two things. He releases a barrage of balls, and the second thing is he goes into a shield where he remains still, and he kind of like pulsates. All you have to do is just basically you just stay away from him until that's over. So there, you just seen him use the power on me, where he throws all them balls out of me, and I just simply either block or roll out the way of them. Here is the shield, so it'll get to a point where the mechanic finishes, and as you can see there, it falls down, and that's an opportunity to do as much damage on him as you can as possible. He doesn't hit hard, as you can see. He's level 1, and he isn't really going to do that much damage on you. I've just used raw there. That as I said, that stuns. That normally stuns the normal mobs, but when it comes to fights like this, it the bosses have got a lot more higher dominance than you, so it probably generally won't work half the time. I've got a nice back there. Increases my health, my defense, and my might. I mean, it's pretty obvious there. The stats, the green stats are an improvement, and the red stats, you'll see. Sorry, the red colour on the stats means it's not a very good improvement. As I mentioned earlier, you can get the 100 hit point here, the feat for this. So all you simply have to do is keep on attacking the mobs that spawn here. So just come over to one area here where the spawn are, and just keep on throwing single target weapon combos. So it'll just be right click, right click, right click, and you're gonna get interrupted, you're gonna get knocked back, but just keep on doing this, and eventually you'll reach 100. Out of this area, you used to be able to do it on the dummies in the training room in Watchtower to get the 100 hit feat, but you can't do it anymore, and in open world sometimes it's kind of hard to do, but as you see there, the feat was achieved pretty easily. After this, all you gotta do is just keep on attacking the mobs, help Superman, and wait for Oracle to hack the mainframe. The idea of this of this guide is to basically prepare you for the battle system, the mechanics, to help you get as many feats as possible, to give you just not an in-depth guide on nature itself. It's just to give you an overview of what the powers do in certain situations where you can use them, and anything else, to look out for rare styles, to explore, to get collections and exo bits. You know, any questions that you want answering, just put in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Subscribe and look out for additional videos in the future, because I plan to do this all the way up to level 30. I'm gonna be doing open world missions. I'm gonna be talking about briefings, investigations, feats, different ways to attack the mobs, you know, and stuff like that. So I hope this has helped you, and be seeing you next time. See ya.